All right, so we were told a lot of things during Joe Biden's time in the White House. By the way, I'm going to tell you a story here a little bit later in the program. In February 2024, his staff flat out refused a cognitive test for Joe Biden. That's coming out now in a brand new book. Apparently, the question was asked and answered, no, absolutely not. We were also told the border couldn't be closed without new laws. Not true. And we were told that the American military was on its way out. Apparently, that's not true either. Rob Maness, retired Air Force colonel, former wing and squadron commander, joining me now, a veteran of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Rob, nice to see you again.
Hey, good morning, Steve. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you. You're also in the Pentagon on 9/11, so you've been to a lot of exciting places, to say the least. Military recruitment. We were told, people just don't want to be in the military anymore. It's over. Apparently not true, because I think we're at a 20 or 25-year high in 2025. What can you tell me?
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, the Army had reached 85% of its goals already for this year. It had trouble reaching 65% last year, and even more trouble the year before that, Steve. Three big things that are going on here. One is leadership. The president of the United States that we have now understands leadership. He picked a Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, that has been a field grade officer and has led troops in the combat zones multiple times. And we appreciate that, is what these young people are saying. The second big thing is that, when you put priority on training your people to fight and win and survive in wars, instead of putting your priority on transgender surgery and trying to change the United States Armed Forces into something that it cannot be, because it cannot be divided. It must be unified, and that is our strength. Is unification is our strength, and that's what we've done for hundreds of years successfully, and we are now back to that. And then the third thing is families. Look, I come from a multi-generational service family, and families are seeing those two things. And now a lot of these kids that have been raised to respect the military service, to feel a sense of duty, to do something that's bigger than themselves and provide a service to their country, are seeing that also, and their parents are seeing it, and we're giving the green light. That's what's happening.
So basically, it's a complete attitude change. That's what it is, Rob. It's a complete attitude change about our country, the world, where we fit into it, where people fit into the military itself, right? I mean, look, this young generation that we have, most patriotic generation, maybe since my own, right? It's been a long time since we've seen these people. And I go back to like the pictures of the kids at University of North Carolina and elsewhere, ripping down those flags, putting up the American flag, and standing around the flagpole to defend it. It's a different day. Yes. And the young people, man, they are the future of this country, aren't they?
Yes, they are the future of this country. We had one of those flag-waving issues right here with the fraternities at Ole Miss. I'm very proud of those young men and women that defended the United States flag for that. And this generation is extremely patriotic, as you pointed out, and they vote for Donald J. Trump because they see that he loves this country and he's willing to step up and defend the country, but he's also not willing to waste their lives. Their lives are a precious resource to the United States of America and their home states, and they always have been. And having a commander-in-chief that understands that, who's also willing to appoint a Secretary of Defense like Pete Hegseth, is the absolute paramount reason why you're seeing this major shift. But we have a long ways to go, Steve. The president has got to get the rest of his people into the Department of Defense so that they can go ahead and remove all of these resistors that are still in place today. We hear about them every single day in the circles that I speak in, and we must get that job done, and they're well on their way to do it.
Yeah, let me ask you, Donald Trump, it seems that the media they want Pete Hegseth. They want him badly. And every time it comes up, Trump's like, I'm good with Pete. Pete's not going anywhere. Mike Waltz, obviously the bait and switch from last week, has the media with whiplash right now because they keep saying, well, he was fired. He wasn't fired. He didn't resign. He was reassigned. Donald Trump. And Donald Trump said the same thing, I think, that the United Nations job might be a better job than the one he had. What do you make of it? I mean, the media they want something. They want they want a scalp, don't they?
Oh, they absolutely do. When they saw that they weren't going to be able to go after Mike Waltz in Signalgate, they shifted right over to Pete Hegseth and tried to turn the machinery of the Pentagon itself onto him to investigate him through the Inspector General, the senior senators, one of which is supposed to be on our side of this discussion and debate, are insisting on investigations, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, it's not going to happen, Steve. What's going to happen is we're going to continue down this path, and Secretary Hegseth is going to continue riding the ship of the United States Armed Forces. He's got some great service secretaries that are already starting to take their positions, like Mr. Phelan at the Secretary of the Navy, and he's going to be focusing on building ships, as Donald Trump calls him at the dark 30 in the morning to tell him to do, is from what Mr. Phelan tells us. And that's the kind of approach we're going to be taking. And the bottom line in all of this effort is to focus on these American young men and women that are willing to volunteer and potentially sacrifice their lives, write a blank check for the United States of America, because they know that we now have leaders that are in place and coming into place that are going to take care of the mission and take care of them so that we can win when called upon and come home with honor when we need to.
Well put. I'll leave it right there. Rob Maness, always appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you, as always.
Thanks, Steve.
There you have it. Well put. I mean, look, people want to serve this country. They want to put America first. Why wouldn't they? God bless America. We'll be right back on the Steve Gruber Show.